One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Um it's showing that they can hear me, so everything is cool. So what's up, people? Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I am Wayne Peterson, also known as Mr. Al Pete. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Northeast Florida chapters of NABJ. I'm the president. So thank you so much again for being here. If you're watching this on a replay, thank you so much. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. As if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe on there, and also follow us on Facebook. That's where you get all the information from when it comes to the local chapter. So thank you so much for watching this on a replay. Or if my people that are live, please hit us up in the chat and say, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Introduce yourself. And hopefully you have a lunch that you can enjoy while you listen to this great interview that we are about to have. So real quick before we get into it, Lord, I can't find my comment section. I'll find it at some point. But I want to bring up one piece of information for the chapter. As you see on the screen, save the date for the Ken Knight Awards. So if you're not familiar, the Ken Knight Awards is a ceremony celebrating Black media in Jacksonville, Florida. I believe this will be the 5th year that this is happening. Matter of fact, 2020. Of course, it didn't happen due to COVID. They still had it, but nevertheless, it was in person the other year. So this would be the 5th year. So please make sure to stay by your emails and make sure you subscribe to our newsletters and everything. So we will be extending the invite to the media people in Jacksonville. We're looking for sponsorships. So if you would like to sponsor this particular event, please make sure you reach out to us as well. Our email is neflnabj22@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on the DMs. But make sure August 28th, make sure you save that date. More information will be going out tomorrow in regards to RSVPs. We're looking for nominations so we can nominate some people so we can celebrate them and the work that they do in Jacksonville, Florida when it comes to media. There's a lot of people, and we have one particular person I would not mention. I'm so happy that he's getting honored in like the I don't know the word for it, but like the legacy award that we're going to be giving that person. So I'm very excited for that person. So happy for him, but more information on that later. So please make sure you save that date, August 28th. All right. So we are bike in Duval style. Y'all already know how I say it. Bike in Duval, back for the world. So we are here with another series episode, Present Prosperity. I'm many gratitudes. Thank y'all so much for hitting play and watching this. But we're going to get into it. So let me make sure I say it. It's Aleighia Rouse, correct?
Yes, that's how you say it.
Listen, I am a DJ, as people know. So when we're at weddings or if we have to do any type of announcements, I make sure even if I'm saying it correctly, I'm like, let me make sure I'm saying her name correctly. So yeah, I
Thank
wanted to
you.
make
I
sure I didn't want
appreciate
to
it.
mention it. Yeah. So how you feeling today?
I feel good. I'm excited. I'm quite honored being a fellow Duvalian myself. So very
Yeah,
excited.
Duval action. Yeah. So, but listen, we appreciate you coming through. You definitely you came highly recommended. So, looking forward to having this conversation with you for sure. So, um, you said Duval. Tell us a little bit about the background of Duval. Like what streets you ran on.
Well, people, if you ask anybody if you're from the South Side, they say you're not from Duval. But I was born in Memorial Hospital, so I'm from Duval. But born and raised in Jacksonville. Spent 18 years of my life there. Went to Douglas Anderson School of the Arts, studied film and television there. Then went to Spelman College in Atlanta. But definitely Jacksonville is where I fell in love with media, with journalism. I think the earliest thing my mom ever wrote for me as a child, like everybody else, yes, I wanted to be a ballerina. But I also, the youngest thing she told me, I said I wanted to be was a TV reporter. It was definitely watching News for Jackson, First Coast News as a child, and being like, I want to do that, and watching Nickelodeon and being like, I wonder how they even make these shows. So that's definitely where my passion came from. I had this wonderful opportunity to go to a Girls Inc. summer camp that specialized in TV and film production. And we went
Mhm.
around to like WJCT and did the whole shebang, and learned about just the different media opportunities that were available in Jacksonville with like the Dalton agency. We did PR as well, which I had never even heard of. And that was definitely where I would have to say my passion bloomed, learning how to craft films and television. And that's the basis of it. Definitely started in Girls Inc. Jacksonville chapter. And then going to high school at DA, you're kind of submerged in everything media, learning from the great professors and teachers I had there, like Lori Romano and Nicholas Serenati. Those are some great professors I definitely had at DA, that solidified my passion in media. And I also got to, during my college career, intern at WJCT and actually DCPS, ironically enough, in the communications department. So I definitely have been throughout my career a Jacksonville girl, and definitely is where my passion for media began in my hometown.
Nice, beautiful. So real quick before we get into this, you said that people said that you're not from Duval if you're from the South Side.
People love to say that if you're not from the north side or the west side, they love to say you're not from Jacksonville, but south side is Jacksonville. It is, my area code is still 904-322-16. It's all the same.
Okay,
um,
that is so interesting because I've never heard that. Listen,
yes, it may be just I don't know, but I remember growing up, people like, "You're not from Jacksonville, you're not from Duval, if you're not from these side of town." But it's like, okay, but my area code still says 904. So are we really? I don't know, but
yeah,
definitely,
that is interesting.
definitely, it's like, okay, I may just be a little closer to the beach, but that's about it. But yeah, definitely my home. I love Jacksonville, and I go quite often back home.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, in my eyes, you are definitely from Duval, South Side. That yeah, like now when you get past the Duval County line, St.
That's
John's or
what I'm
whatever,
like.
then
Maybe
we.
Ponte Vedra. If I lived in Ponte Vedra, I could be like, okay, clearly this person is not Jacksonville, but like Southside, let's be. I mean, it's still San
I
Marco area
mean,
is Jacksonville.
I'm gonna say this very, very quietly, but if you from St. Augustine or Orange Park, it's still you still with us a little bit.
I can't claim Orange Park, but that's just from historical. People have always. I mean, it is still because their area code is also 904, but like I don't know. You never know how
Interesting.
people feel.
Lord, that's interesting. Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time with us. To my people, I'm
Absolutely.
going to read her bio, and then we're going to get to the questions. If you hear anything or if you have any questions, please make sure you hit the chat. If we don't get to it, we will make sure to get the questions to her, and she can answer it, and we'll make sure that we get the answers back. But feel free to put in the comments any questions you have. I'll be monitoring them. If you see something, Aleiha, please make sure that you acknowledge that or whatnot. But I'll monitor that. All right. So, like she said, her passion for media was sparked at an early age. Actually, you basically just said
Oh, I read my bio.
you read your bio. So I'll make sure I'll put it in the notes afterwards or whatever. But yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it now. I'm like, yeah, you basically hit everything. So that was good. Do it.
I'm screaming.
All right. So our first question, how would you describe the current state of media from a marketing standpoint?
I'll say this too before I say anything. All of the things I will be talking about are from a TV and film lens. That's primarily where I've spent my career. I did do a little marketing and communications in like the photography space, but like my perspective is definitely from the film and television industry. I will say the marketing industry has evolved tremendously, and even in the last 7 years.
Mhm.
um, AI and even social media are huge impacts in how we take the future of marketing forward. Um, I feel a combination, especially with now how AI has become like everything everywhere all at once. detrimental in some respects, but also beneficial in how we can adapt the marketing space. And social media as well has become a way in which you can target that audience straight in their face. So if you're on the subway or the MARTA train, if you're in Atlanta, or taking the bus or even billboards, they're going to find a way to target the audience they want. And I definitely think that's how it's continuing to evolve. Social media as well. I think people always joke about how like you're on Pinterest or something and you're like talking to somebody, it's like, yeah, girl. And I went to Marshall's, and then 2 seconds later, a Marshall's ad is like popped up on your Pinterest, and you're like, well, wait a minute now. Are they watching me? What's going on? But in ways and just engagements and cookies that you receive from the different platforms you're engaging with, that's how people are targeting and marketing you to get the things that you want to invest in. So I definitely have to say that is how it's continuing to evolve. As scary as digital media it is the future, and we kind of have to adapt to whatever it's changing into.
Gotcha. So we're talking about that. So what strategies do you have you seen or have you worked on in regards to reaching specifically African Americans, like marketing strategies? Do you recommend? Um, yeah.
I would definitely recommend targeting where the demographic is. The most thing I can think of is had the perfect campaign with Sinners, and that's not just because it's Warner Brothers and I have an obsession with Ryan Coogler, but in that same respect, they were targeting people where those demographics were. So they were going in high impact cities in which African Americans were available, and then also targeting HBCUs, like bringing the content to where these people and those demographics are engaging with. And that's how you're going to penetrate that audience. Like, perfect example, we were listening to your favorite podcast, like The Read, and an ad for Sinners came on. I'm like, oh, okay, so they're really hitting the people where they are and engaging with the people that they want to come to the platform. So I definitely will have to say that is like a best way to target African Americans in particular, is finding them where they're streaming content, where they're involved with content on social media, targeting those influencers that they're engaging with to promote these content. I had the beautiful luck and grace, by the grace of God, was able to go to the premiere for Sinners. And when I tell you, the most of the critics and influencers that were in that audience were Black people. They were if you're familiar with Sharonda Williams from Pay Your Weight, or just these influencers that were in the audience and engaging with African American audiences. And that's how they were engaging with people to get them to come to even streaming it or coming to the theater to view it. So I definitely have to say Sinners is like a perfect example if you can use that, engaging with people.
And congratulations on the Sinners.
Oh yeah, that was very cool. I'm still in shock. I was just an usher at the premiere, but still, it was still an amazing experience. I have to
Was that
say,
like
like being in the
was that like
room.
one of a kind for you? Like that was like one kind of like your first thing?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I'll
Okay.
say yes. They were looking for volunteers, and I signed up, and they were like, just be at this location at this time. We'll assign your position. And I was able to work and help people to their seats and work with the PR team on the after party as well, which was really cool because you got to get hands-on experience with the celebrities, which was really cool. But to see like just the mechanics of a premiere is wild. People don't even know so much work goes into just making sure people are engaging with the content that you don't even think about. But I have to hand it to Proximity Media, which is Ryan Coogler's production company. They were very hands-on with all of the marketing you engaged with, as well as just the promotion of the film throughout, and then who was actually in the room to view the film first. Seeing people that look like you being exposed to the film ahead of it is like something I have to hand to Brian Coogler's team for doing. I definitely think it was beneficial to how people engaged with the film once it was in theaters.
Gotcha. I'm probably gonna ask a couple questions outside of the preliminary questions that I asked, but um, for me, when it comes to the mechanics of things, I am very intrigued about like the mechanics of it. So it's a lot of jobs that I would love to do just to see how things roll. So like I'll look at an event and think about like people that the servers and the waiters to the entertainment to the people to the marketing to the person that's actually over it, and I'd be wanting to be in these positions so much just so I can see how things are running. So from a marketing position, um, do you, I mean, how beneficial do you feel that is? And me personally, I feel like
Oh
it's
yeah.
very, very beneficial because it helps you understand like the behaviors of everybody that's involved in the process. But share with that how you feel about that.
I would definitely have to say too, because I work with specifically with my position, I work with digital partners. I always tell everybody we're the middleman's middleman. So we see
Mhm.
a tentpole or a series, a new series or film from its inception. So we're sitting down ahead of time with the team that's constructing these narratives, and they're telling us, okay, so this is what we're expecting. This is the demographic we want to hit. How can your partners help elevate us in these different avenues that we're trying to reach, and hit those target engagements? So that's definitely the cool thing about my job. And just like to see, like, even if there's like smaller shows or films that aren't getting enough love, having the control to bring it to audiences has been pretty cool. And like the position that I've been able to do, some of the work I've been able to do.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, the marketing, man. I personally, I would like to get more and more into that because I study so many behaviors, and I
Hmm.
love thinking about like the target audience, like um thinking about like the ideal person you would want to see buy your product or sit in that seat. Like, let's make this person up, and we'll think about like, yeah, them people 9 times out of 10 they exist, and it's just a matter
No,
of like,
yeah.
yeah.
I definitely think too, people underestimate the power of the Black audience and the Black voice.
Mm,
We want to see stuff that looks like us, and we want to engage in stuff that looks like us. And probably diminishing your questions, but like one of the things I got to work on was last Christmas. We had a bunch of Christmas movies that were coming to the platform, and a cluster of them were actually African American films. And nobody was talking about them. Nobody had any marketing tied to them. I had to dig to even get the artwork for them. But people were actually, once we I was able to take a cluster of them and elevate them on one of my digital partners platforms. We saw so much growth in the marketing for that. Like, it was crazy. Obviously people were coming to look for the specific thing because it was holiday films, but like people want to see things that look like them and engage with them, and all they have to know is that they're there. So if you're able to target them and let them know that, hey, there is a bunch of films available, and maybe you'll be interested in it because maybe you'll relate to the storyline a little bit more than something that you would find on a competitor's platform. So that was definitely pretty cool to see, like, oh my gosh, like there's impact in our voice and our numbers, and all you have to do is
mhm.
just show people that it's there. So definitely would have to say that is like one of the cool things I got to work on. That's just one of them, but like definitely one of the cool things I've been able to work on as it relates to just like targeting Black African American audiences.
Gotcha, gotcha. And my next question is going to roll into that. But real quick, just want to reiterate, my people that are watching, if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to share it on there. We'll bring the comment up and share it with everybody, let people know what's going on. But if you have a question or comment, please feel free to put it in the chat, and we'll make sure we get it answered and get some acknowledgement to it. All right. So the next question, how has the portrayal of Black culture in the media shifted in recent years, and how does marketing influence that portrayal?
I would say it's definitely transformed a bunch. If you can compare it even within the last 20 years, I definitely feel like the early 2000s, you had this surge of Black media and film and television. We were being shown as lawyers and girlfriends and love and basketball and seeing all the different avenues and things we could do. And then we had the surgence of YouTube and social media and just seeing how influencers can show their daily lives. So you're seeing Black people in different as not monolithic. We can be the influencer. We can live in a van for 6 months of our year. We can do all of these different things. So I definitely think that has definitely shifted. Social media has shifted how people engage with us and the content and our stories. That's tremendously, definitely have to say how that's shifted. And just like how people are engaging with content, social media, and we are the culture at this point. So anything that we set in terms of trends, people are going to jump on it and try to claim it as their own. So I definitely would have to say that as well. Like, if you go on Instagram, or I don't have a TikTok, but like if you go on social media platforms and see influencers that look like us or setting trends like us, that is how people are engaging with Black audience, that how people are engaging with Black media in that respect too. So I definitely say social media, again, has been like a huge proponent in how people engage with Black audiences and what they're seeing. I also think it's very important that we control those spaces. I'm going back to centers. I know that's like
That could be the
my hot
blueprint.
topic of the day,
Nah,
but
that's listen.
definitely will say
Sinners is a great blueprint. So I'm with
Sinners
it.
is it asked questions people didn't know the answer to. It challenged us to look at our African diaspora and look at our culture and the different things that we may have not been aware of because they weren't in our history books. And consuming media in that respect is so good. And then that same media, that company was able to also put Ironheart out in that same year. Like Ironheart, for those who aren't familiar, is the new Marvel film Marvel series that just dropped on Disney Plus. And like seeing a Black engineer girl that went to MIT, I don't even know any outside of my sister who's pretty much Ironheart. I don't know anybody else outside of that would even have that proximity to understand that. So you're putting out content like that. Ryan Coogler's team is amazing at that proximity media. They're controlling the narrative in which people are engaging with Black media and content. So to see that as a child, to see a Black woman engineer that went to MIT as a little Black girl in Jacksonville, Florida, I've been like, well, maybe I can do that. I don't know. So I definitely think that controlling the narrative and how people are seeing us is definitely important. May it be our press, may it be how people are consuming us. That all is very important in how people engage with it.
Indeed. So, and shouts out to all the people in the comments, kind of showing it on the screen as we go. So we talk about in the words of Elise, control and protect, about that narrative or whatnot. One of the things that I personally feel like as not that isn't being uh I feel like it should have a little bit more attention to, but I understand why it's not attentive to. But when it comes to like the data and um, being able to track that and how important data is, the 2 years that I was in my master's program, it really drove into me like how important that data is. It's almost like that data is like the key to the controlling and to the to the narrative, so to say. So I asked you like, what role does data play in understanding and engaging with the Black media? And we could flip it and say, well, how does like why is the data important for a consumer? So however you want to answer that, go for it.
Well, again, for people that just joined, I work in the streaming industry. So our key performance indicators, our KPIs are always viewership and engagement. So we're looking at who's viewing the content we're consuming and how can we target those people. So for instance, if we have a new film and the star is Michael B. Jordan, for instance, and it's coming to the platform, what content on the platform can we already engage with? Like, may it be, I don't know, something that he's been in, like Red Tails, and it's on the platform ahead of the premiere. How can we target that audience that will want to engage with him once he's on the platform with content that's already on the platform? So that's one way of doing it. But I think data and just looking at performance and analytics is very important on how you control just how the progression of a social media or a streaming platform may grow. So like, for instance, if I think I use this example, it's terrible, but like Creed 3 was coming out in theaters at the time, and we had the first two films on our platform. And I was like, there's something here that we can do. How can we target people into this. So we came up with this marketing campaign on two of our digital partners to amplify the two films. Could it have been that Michael B. Jordan had his shirt off that those performed so well? Potentially. But also in that respect, we know that people are going to want to rewatch those episodes or rewatch those content that was previously within the sequel, engage with it first before they go to the theatrical experience. So that's how we're looking at it. And when it comes to African American demographics as well, like what content are we engaging with more? When it comes around Halloween time, like we have Lovecraft Country on the platform. Let's elevate that during the Halloween time because we know that people loved that show despite the fact that it got canceled. I'm still upset about that. But we know people are going to want to relive those moments around something spooky. So definitely, we'll say leaning into content that is driven with Black leads, engaging people, will definitely be how people will target those specific audiences or get the data that they need to target audiences.
Gotcha. And speaking of like the Halloween reference that you stated, that brings us to the next question. So, some ways brands can authentically support and invest in like Black media, not just during like the Heritage Months, like
Mhm.
Juneteenth, all that stuff? What are other ways that people can support around that time? Because I mean, I know June is like very. I didn't realize how heavy June was. Like you got Black
Black
Music
Music
Month,
Month,
you got Juneteenth. You got
Pride,
Pride, you got Father's Day. So like
Father's Day.
there is a group of people in African American culture that highlights fathers, and it's like okay, well mothers get
Mhm.
highlighted a lot too, but Father's Day is like highlighted very high. So that's four things going on in June. Um, so I mean, I wouldn't think that a marketing company or whatever would like pour into the whole month of June. So what about the other months that aren't necessarily heavy on African American culture?
I think, I guess, if my response to that is, and is the question specifically targeting Black audiences during those months, or is it more just generically how can they engage with people during
Support
those
and
months?
invest in Black media. So
Okay,
yeah.
Black media. So I said this earlier, but like leaning into those areas and regions in the country in which people are highly populated with Black audiences is how you're going to get people engaged. I'm going back to Sinners, please don't shoot me, but they had a screening in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Clarksdale, Mississippi does not have a theater that is open to the public. They have to travel miles and miles to view films. That film took place in Clarksdale, Mississippi. To have and bring a screening to the community in which it took place in, do you know how monumental that is historically, too? So finding those in audiences in those segments in which people are highly populated and finding them in the platforms digitally as well. I use this example all the time when people are asking. When I was in college, Empire had just came out, so they were like looking for ways to promote. They came to the AUC to promote Empire. They gave us 2 free episodes, a bunch of swag, engage with the students while they're there, get them engaged in the content, go to these places in which they're highly populated with African Americans. Is it BET during a commercial hour? Is it TV1? And yes, I still watch TV1. Shout out to the people that still have TV1. If you are engaging with these platforms, put ads in those spaces in which people are engaging with the content. Is it on social media? If there are influencers that have high population of Black audiences and that's their target audience, work with them, do partnerships with them to get your content out there. Yes, be intentional. Thank you, Elise. Be intentional about what you're doing. If you're really trying to penetrate that audience, that's the best way you can do it, is go to the spaces in which they're located. And that's how they'll become aware of it. As good as Ironheart campaign was, it was very sad to see that they only had a month of promotion leading up to the series dropping, and it was a binge series, so people only really had 2 premiere dates to watch it, which was kind of unfortunate because it's such a good show. And it was the first time that showrunner, which was a Black woman, that was able to make a show to this magnitude for Marvel. And they only had 1 month of promotion and only a couple of junkets on Good Morning America. Like, come on. Like, I think that's definitely, you have to find people and invest in them. Like, again, Black audiences are out there and they want to consume content that looks like them. You have to know how to target them and find them. So, yeah. I
I
love
love it.
Elise in the comments.
Hold on, let me hold on. Disney is known for,
I'm screaming. But yes, I definitely will say that. You can't like say like they're not there if you haven't tried. Like at least try to hit these audiences and see if they're engaging with the content rather than being like, oh, nobody's gonna watch this, so I'm just gonna put the trailer out 2 weeks before premiere. Like, you can't do that. Like, people don't know about the content until you tell them about it. So
right,
definitely
right,
that.
right.
And I think with even that, they went to Spelman College. I think Dominique Thorne went to Spelman College and did a panel with the computer science majors there. Like, that's impactful, but they did it like 2 days before premiere. So it's like, come on, like they could have done that months before. And look at schools like Howard and Hampton and Tuskegee, where there's huge populations of computer science and advancement. And I think a new HBCU just got that AI course. Like, those are the spaces in which you can elevate this content and penetrate the audience you're trying to look for. Especially because she was a college student in the show. She went to MIT. She was studying AI. She was building an AI robot. Like, go to the spaces in which these people are there experiencing it real time, and that's how you can benefit them and benefit you too as a platform, a streaming platform.
Yeah, it's so much. You said so much, and so much to unpack on that. So much to unpack. Because I think about Jacksonville. You know, so I have to remind myself that, I guess because I'd be thinking so worldly, but I have to remember that Jacksonville is definitely in the South. Like, so I think about that factor. I have to factor in the fact of the South when I think about, marketing or whatever, because you see so much marketing going on in the highly populated stuff, right? But you mentioned Mississippi when it comes to centers. So I think about like Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm like, I feel like we miss so much, or I feel like some people missed the opportunity to market to a Jacksonville, Florida. I think a lot of the stigmas that exist in Jacksonville is just at this point terrible. I.e., people saying Jacksonville is boring, and we've been talking about that for the past. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that? The whole
I
Jacksonville
did see that, which is so funny because I haven't lived in Jacksonville in years, but like every time I go back, there's something going on. Y'all had the Roots 2 months ago. Like, that's not boring to me, but I
Let me take
mean,
this
who
hat
am
off.
I?
We
The
popping in these
Roots,
streets. Duval
Janelle
County
Monáe, Hanks and the Bangas were in Jacksonville, Florida. That would have never happened 20
for
years ago,
free,
but
for free, for
the last
free.
concert I went to there was in sync, and that was monumental in the early 2000s. So I definitely think that's like, I wouldn't say, and I think this is another good example. So I did go to Douglas Anderson, for those who were just joining. I went to Douglas Anderson School of the Arts. I was in the film program there. At the time, one of the former students, her name is Cassandra Freeman, she came and brought her film that was making its way around film festivals to the school to do an exclusive premiere so that the students could engage with it there. I think that's a perfect example of it, because we would have never known about this film if she hadn't brought it with the director to the film, to the school, so we could engage with it as high school students. So definitely, I think that's a way of like, again, like engaging with people while they're there. And I personally don't think Jacksonville's boring, because I'm from there. I'm a little sensitive, but that's just me. But I do think there is room for growth, especially with so many big entertainment coming there. And for those who are familiar, some of the first Black films were made in Jacksonville, Florida, if you're not familiar with that. And they had a whole exhibition on it at the Cumber Museum before my Spelman sister left as the head creative director. But that is another avenue of which to revamp and use our culture, Black culture within the city, to elevate that. But yeah, I definitely think it's unfortunate people do think that, because there's so much growth that has happened within even the last 5 years in the city. So yeah, it's unfortunate that people think that, because I don't think it is. There's so much to do. There's the beach, there's concerts, there's rooftops now. We didn't have no rooftops growing up. There's rooftops, all kinds of stuff going on.
Listen,
Event spaces.
again,
A
again.
winery? We had no winery. There's a winery in Jacksonville. I don't think people even know that. So definitely think there's a lot of growth happening in the city right now, and so much potential to do things. And there's so much art and history there and culture that's emerging. Every time I go back, there's like new, I think it was Wine Down Wednesdays. We didn't have that even when I was in college. Or first, under the bridge, there's the arts market that happens on Saturdays. Like, and then what is the art walk is the first Wednesday of every month. Like, engaging with the culture and people there is how you can continue to grow it. But investing in it, there seem to be investing in it a little bit more than they were when I was maybe a little girl. But
Yeah.
definitely think there's a lot to do in Jacksonville.
Listen, again, we popping in these streets. We Duval County is popping in these streets. Let's get it correct.
Definitely think that. I definitely think that.
Yeah, but Elise did bring a good point when she said she loved to see more brands activated here in Jacksonville. So
Mhm.
I mean, do you think it's because of the South, or do you like what stops? What do you think stops marketers from like zeroing in on a Jacksonville, Florida, or like the Tampas or the Columbus, Ohio's, like those type of cities? What do you think is the disconnect on that? Is it maybe inaccurate data, or they just look at us and be like,
That
yeah?
people spreading lies that it's boring there is another one. Like the fact that I think Maxwell's performing the end of this month or something, the beginning of August, like bringing entertainment in. I don't know who's in charge of that at the city of Jacksonville, but like bringing entertainers in that are willing to perform in our new venues, the Black Excellence Festival that happened, I think, last week or the week before last, like
Yeah, yeah.
having these bigger events, making people aware that this is happening in Jacksonville isn't this boring place, can be another way in which people can engage with it. Having the National Black Association of Black Journalists, I wish this was available when I was a little girl. Maybe I would have joined sooner. I don't know, but having that in Jacksonville is huge. Like the fact that Carlene had told me there was even a chapter, I was like, what? Like we never had that. There was just WJCT, and you hoped you got an internship there. Like
Right.
me, I had to walk up in there and be like, can you hire me, please? I need an internship for the summer. So
Wow.
definitely think that is way you can activate or continuing that momentum. You guys are having such great events, even with your organization, like amplifying that on social media, making sure people are aware that it's happening. That's a way I definitely think. My mom always says nobody will know if you don't say anything. So spreading the word about it and getting it out there definitely will help.
Okay. Real quick, we have Elise said that we will hit the streets when you come. Listen, when you come visit, if you got some time,
Yes,
like
let's
hit us up. We would
go.
definitely love to hit a nice restaurant. Shouts out to Elise, man. She put me
Please.
on a situation restaurant last week. Oh man, chef's kiss. So
Ooh,
yeah,
send the details. Send the details. I'll be home for
indeed.
Christmas.
And then this is Debbie Rouse.
That's
Awesome
my
interview. Hi
mom.
mom, thank you for for watching. She said, "So proud of you. I love you." Oh,
I love
beautiful,
her too.
beautiful. Y'all do y'all look the crying stuff when we get off there.
And for those who aren't familiar, she has just recently retired from Douglas Henderson School of the Arts. She was a avid teacher throughout Jacksonville, Florida. She worked at Reball before she went to DA. So my mom is definitely a huge inspiration. My dad as well. He also just recently retired from the post office in Jacksonville. So both of my parents are living the life in Jacksonville, Florida right now. And I know that hopefully I can continue to make them proud from afar, even though I didn't stay. But I do go back quite frequently. So
Well, yeah, congratulations to their retirement and all the work, the service that they've did in Jacksonville, Florida, especially Douglas Anderson. I'm a Reebok Trojan
yeah,
alumni, so yeah,
you
so
probably have
shouts.
crossed paths with my mom when she was a
Probably
teacher. You
so.
never
I'm
know.
sure. I'm sure. All right. So I have two more questions, and then we won't hold you too long. But I want to do a reset. Any questions, comments? Please make sure you put them in the chat. We greatly appreciate everybody hitting it. Please make sure you share it as well. And if you want more information about the Northeast Florida chapter of NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists, please make sure you follow us and you get on the newsletter and all the other stuff. A quick plug as well. Save the date for the Ken Knight Awards, August 28th, 2025. This is where we celebrate black media in Jacksonville, Florida. Shouts out to the Umna Legal Group. My man Obi, he started this and he put it together. And the chapter, the Northeast Florida chapter, we're partnering up with them just to make sure that we represent this very well because we want to give him as much help as possible. So more information will be going out tomorrow. So please make sure you're following us on our socials. Go to the website, all of the things. So save the date, save the date, save the date. Get your grown man and your grown lady on because this is a spiffy type of event where you get clean and proper. So real quick, let's see some more comments real quick. Great
That's my
interview.
sister.
Oh, amplify our voices. Shout out to sister. Hey sister, thank you
She's
for
the
watching.
real life Ironheart, everyone. I know I said I've been talking about Ironheart, but she's actually the real life Ironheart. So just throwing that out there. And she's also a graduate of Douglas Anderson, like me.
So. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. Congratulations on retirement. I'll see them outside hanging out for sure.
Elise, you're a good time. We need to connect after this because you
Shouts
are
out to
a good
Elise
time.
Rose. She is doing some of the most beautiful things in Jacksonville. I'll definitely make sure y'all connect. But shouts out to Elise, man. She's such a ball of gem. Oh Lord, here she go with this. Mr. Al Peters is truly a gem from journalism to events. You are shifting the culture. Thank you. I listen.
Wayne is doing his thing.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying, but and we're doing. So I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. All right. Like I said, 2 more questions real quick. So, Chris Bell, I'm proud of you too.
I think that's my cousin Chrissy. Hi.
The family is represented. I love it. So 2 more things. I haven't had a chance to really talk about this. One, because I have not attended this event. We're talking about Essence Fest, right? Have you been seeing everything that's been going on about Essence
Fest? I have.
Them people will make it feel like you should not ever go there ever again. And I'm like, I haven't even been to Essence Fest. I have not been, and I'm trying to get there. I've
never been. I know.
So, just from outside looking in, right? I've noticed, I mean, indirectly, directly with everything. I look at it from like an entertainment standpoint. I look at stuff from a hospitality standpoint. When we talk about customer service, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. But I definitely look at it from like a communications media lens. I try my best not to, but with every single thing, I'm like, how did they market this? How long did they take to market this? What did they do to pivot? What is their crisis communications situation about? So I look at all that stuff, right? So from the outside looking in, what did you see that were good or even bad? No, not bad, or that was challenging, mm-hmm. that you would be like, I can switch this up from a marketing standpoint?
I would say brand association, brand partnerships are huge, especially to how you want the legacy of your company to be recognized. In the last couple months, we've seen how other companies that shall remain nameless have diminished a huge demographic that were patrons of their service. I was included in that. And the partnership of that, I think, especially with the platform that Essence was, I think people were very let down by that. So one, I think that could have been avoided given the recent news. And two, the benefit, and I definitely have to say, like, at the end of the day, I do think Essence is for Black women and our experiences and the things we have to experience in our day-to-day lives. And that's why it has been able to sustain for so long. So in that same sadness, there's also a bit of light there too, because from the people that I have seen through social media, they said the best parts of Essence were Black women. So I definitely have to say that we are the crown jewels and forever will be. But definitely say Black women make things better no matter the situation. we see the bright light in things and people tend to lean on us a little too much. But at the end of the day, we are what brings the culture forward. We create the culture, we create human life, literally from inception. So
Literally.
I definitely think at the end of the day, Black women are the future. And if you listen to Black women and what they say from the beginning, a lot of things could be typically avoided. So I definitely think that was unfortunate, the event that did happen, but like in that same light, there were glimmers of light that Black women created which we always tend to create for people. But it helped make the experience a little bit better for some people. So I would definitely say that. It's quite unfortunate though, because I kind of wanted to go, but now I'm like, no, not that. Just because of the brand partnership in general. And I'm sure a lot of people do feel that way. They're like, you feel like you can invest and trust this brand that your parents grew up with, you grew up with, and then having something like that kind of tainted a little bit is kind of unfortunate. But also in that same respect, Black people are resilient. We're always going to be resilient, find some bright light at the end of the day. I think my funniest meme I send to my sister all the time is, the world could be dying, but Black people are going to do the boots on the ground. We just going to be on the ground trying to figure stuff out through all of this. So I definitely think that's like leaning and listening to Black women is a huge proponent in how we can continue to elevate, because we are the future, we're the past, we're everything, and have the most knowledge on things just given the intersectionality of our livelihood. So I definitely have to say that.
Yeah. All right. Shouts out to Wanda Patterson.
Hi, Wanda.
With everything I've been reading, I think we should have gone this year because I've never been either. At least we would have been able to get it there.
I agree.
Now I don't know if I would have stayed till 2:00 in the morning to watch Lauren Hill. I'd be like, I watched the replay on that. I was like that. That is crazy. Sheesh.
Yes.
Did address the elephant in the room.
I agree.
Yeah. And we could get more and more into it, but again, this is not a platform for us to be like analyzing and bashing or whatever. We definitely want to uplift
absolutely.
the things that are around us, as well as being the fact that we've never been. So
Essence is our platform. The CEO of Essence is a Black woman. Like it's very important. I think, I don't know about anybody else that's in the media space, but my goal is still to attend the Essence Black Women in Hollywood Awards and potentially get one in the future. But definitely I have to say, like, it's a goal to be achieved. Like the NAACP awards for a lot of people, it's the what we hold and keep close to the vest and have ownership over, and it's very important to how we consume our media and how we see ourselves, because it's a platform that's owned by Black people and can be controlled by Black people. So the imagery we're seeing of ourselves have to be positive. So it's very important that whoever we bond ourselves with in partnerships and marketing and stuff is very crucial to how people will see us as well. So definitely Essence is a powerful tool and continues to be. And I don't know if anybody saw the Kofi Cerebral interview. I was watching that, but even how we're consuming media, and it's kind of like when I was little, Jet Beauty of the Week. Like, it's kind of still like that. You can go in and see what's going on in the Black culture and what new people are talking about in terms of Black women and our health and all aspects of our life. Is from Essence magazine. So definitely.
Right. Okay. Well, one year we'll get out there. I still have hopes to get out there. I know I saw a lot of stuff. I'm like, whenever I get the opportunity to go, I'm going.
Jill Scott looked amazing. I wanted to see that. I don't know about anybody else. I've only seen her in concert once, but the show looked incredible.
Yeah. I mean, even with like Nas being there, and just Glorilla.
Maxwell. Yeah. So many tier celebrity performers.
Yeah. Indeed. Okay, so last question that I have. What advice would you give to emerging marketers looking to build careers that support and uplift Black media?
The best advice, I'm going to give general advice, and I give this to mentees, to people on the street. Don't believe anything anybody says that tries to diminish the goal or the dream you have. If there is something you want to do, And if there's something you see that can be impactful to someone and beneficial to someone, do that. Don't let anybody deter anything that you want to do. If you want to be a marketing manager, become a marketing manager. If you want to, I don't know, write a magazine, become an influencer, do that. Do what you have to do to get to that goal. And don't let things that people say or say that diminish that deter you from achieving that goal. I will always tell people that, because there are so many times in my career, just may it be from outsiders' opinions, that I tried to infiltrate, and my mom was like, that's not going to do anything to deter, because you have a promise and a goal to set, and you have to achieve those goals. So I definitely have to say, like, don't listen to people that are trying to diminish your light. Continue to let your light shine. Even when you feel or second guess yourself, like, continue to do it, because you are on a path to make something better. And if it's a betterment for other people, that's the benefit of it too. And I always go back to Ava DuVernay, who's the godmother in my head. She said that if your dream only includes you, it is too small. But if you have a dream that includes your people and the betterment of your people, it is never a bad idea. It is never a bad idea. And continue to do that and believe in yourself, because you can do anything. I know that was long-winded, but yes, that's the best advice I can give you is to continue to
Listen,
achieve your goal.
I received that, especially with the part where you stated that um if it just involves you, then your dreams
It's
are too
not big
small. And
enough.
I know for me, I still dream big as all outdoors, and it's always including like the betterment of the communities that I serve, the people that are around me. I look at so many people and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could help you. And at some point I am going to help. So I receive everything that you said. It was not long winded at all. And I'm sure the people that are watching now and the people that will watch later will definitely listen to this and be like, I know that I'm on the right path. So I appreciate that those nuggets and those gems for sure.
Yay. And I have the last shout out to Carlene, who is my soror slash Spelman sister, who put me in contact with Wayne. She's doing amazing things in Jacksonville. She's also a producer for the local news station. So shout
Yeah.
out to Carlene. She's
Yeah, shouts out to
amazing.
Carly. She's which she pops in and she gives great energy and advice and knowledge. So I appreciate her for
Mm-hmm.
sure, and I definitely appreciate her connecting us and whatnot. So we could definitely stay in touch, and just follow the journeys in whatever way that I and the chapter can support you. We definitely are here for you. And when you come to Jacksonville, me and Elise we
Yes.
are going to like we got to go out to dinner and check out something. Yeah.
Elise. That's the girl. Shout out to Elise, because she's fabulous. And I haven't even met her yet.
Cool, cool. Well, do you have any last words that you would like to give us, or like anywhere people can follow you, or if you don't,
I
what
don't
all
have
that stuff?
really social platforms, but I will say watch Black content, invest in Black creatives. Even if it's your local rapper, invest in them, invest in Black creatives. They are the future, and we have so much to say and so many powerful voices and stories that need to be told. So invest in Black people, Black creatives, and listen to Black women. That's the last thing I have to say. Please, because we peep things months, years before people do. Listen to Black women. That's the last thing I have to say.
Shout out to Kamala Harris. I'm just going to say that real quick.
I'm just saying. I mean, like, Black women will tell you things months, years before they even happen. And people just be like, wait, did she say that 2 years ago? Just saying. Just saying.
Ooh, that'd be a whole other conversation. But again, shouts out to Kamala Harris because I'm sure people are like, yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Please hold
Yes,
tight.
thank you
Let me
so
close
much.
this. Yeah, let me close this out real quick. Don't hang up so we can do all that
Okay.
stuff. Yeah. So my people that watch, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. With all gratitude, I am very thankful for you watching this. Whoever shared it, if you watched it live or if you're watching the replay, greatly, greatly appreciate it. And again, if you want to get more information on the Northeast Florida chapter of NABJ, please make sure you follow the YouTube pages, the Instagram page as well, NEFL NABJ. Follow us there. Follow us on Facebook. Get on our newsletters, all the things, man, because we have a lot of things going. And I want to plug in again the Ken Knight Awards. Please save the date. Save the date, August 28th. More information will be going out soon. Well, not even soon. Tomorrow. It'll go out soon, and this is for like the black media folks, but we definitely want to welcome people that would like to sponsor, who would like to just pour into this event. We greatly appreciate it. We're partnering up with them, and we want to make sure that this is a beautiful celebration. Every year has always been a beautiful celebration to see people get nominated and not even nominated, well nominated as well as receive the award. So we've had um, Janice Harris. Shouts out to Janice Harris, Trey Ford. I mean, I won an award. So many people that Don Lopez. Shouts out to her. The Oh man, there's so many people that I could name, but there's so much black media that's going on here. People that are in these spaces that are doing good. So this is a night that we celebrate black media here in Northeast Florida. So more information coming on that soon. All right. So we are out of here. We are out of here. Thank you for spending your lunchtime with us. Please make sure you share this and all the great stuff. Aleighia Rouse, thank you so much again. Thank you so much
Thank
again. This is a beautiful
you.
interview. This is beautiful words. Very great insight. We appreciate you and honor you.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you,
All
everybody,
right.
for joining.
Yeah. So y'all be good, and we will talk to y'all soon.